If you own a home in Northeast Florida right now, or you know somebody who does, you need to watch this video all the way through because the numbers that just dropped this week from ATTOM data are something every homeowner in Jacksonville needs to understand. I'm Jim Armstrong, SFR Certified Realtor with Momentum Realty here in Jacksonville, Florida. Every Friday I break down what the data is actually saying about our local market, not the national headlines, not the spin, the real numbers that affect your home and your situation. This week we got fresh foreclosure data for the first quarter of 2026. Jacksonville specific numbers that should get your attention. And I'm going to break it down, what all of it means for distressed homeowners, real estate agents, and for investors who are looking for opportunities in this market. Let's get into it. ATTOM just dropped their 2026 quarter one foreclosure market report, and here's the headline number. Let me put that into context. That's not just filing, that's people, real homeowners, and the pace is accelerating. March alone, just 1 month, saw almost 46,000 properties with filings. Foreclosure starts are up 21% year over year. Completed foreclosures, where the bank actually takes the home, are up 42% from March of 2025. Now, I want to be clear about something, because you're going to hear people say, and I've already seen it on social media this week, this isn't 2028. And technically, they're right. We are nowhere near the foreclosure crisis levels of the Great Recession. Overall volumes are still below those historical peaks. But here's what those people are missing. If you are one of those that are behind on your mortgage, that statistic means absolutely nothing to you. What matters is your situation, your options, and your timeline. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. This is now the 12th consecutive month of year-over-year increases in foreclosure activity nationally. 12 straight months. It's not a blip. That's a trend. Now let's bring this home, literally. Because the national numbers are one thing, but what's happening right here in Jacksonville and Northeast Florida is what you need to know. Jacksonville is ranked number 11 worst foreclosure rate among major metros with over 1 million people in the first quarter of 2026. Number 11 in the entire country. Florida as a state is ranked number 2 nationally for total foreclosures in the start of 2026 quarter 1, with over 10,000 foreclosure starts in the first quarter. Only Texas has more. And Florida REOs, that's the ones where the banks already own the properties, they've already taken it back, has more than doubled year over year. From 487 in the first quarter of 2025 to 1,000 in the first quarter of 2026. It's more than doubled. Florida is now one of only 11 states in the entire country where active inventory has surpassed pre-2019 levels. More homes on the market means more competition for sellers. In a distressed situation, that matters a lot. Jacksonville inventory is currently sitting at about 4.5 months supply. The statewide median home price hit about $420,000. These are important benchmarks when we start talking about whether a short sale makes sense in a given situation. Now let's talk about the broader market picture because it affects everything, including how quickly distressed situations escalate. The average 30-year fixed mortgage rate in March came in at about 6.18%. That's up slightly from the 6.05% in February, but down from the 6.65% of a year ago. The trend is generally moving in the right direction, but rates have been sticky, and that's creating pressure for homeowners who bought at the peak and are now underwater. The National Association of Realtors revised its 2026 existing home sales forecast down to 4% growth rate due to those sticky rates. Purchase applications fell 7% year over year, the first annual decline in over a year. Buyers are still cautious. What this means for distressed homeowners? When rates are elevated and buyer demand softens, the window to sell, even through a short sale, can get tighter. This is not the time to wait and see. If you're behind on payments, the market is still moving, but the math changes fast. If you're watching this and you're behind on your mortgage, or you're worried that you might be soon, I want you to hear this. You have more options than you may think, and those options are time sensitive. The worst thing that you can do now is nothing. A list pending filing, which I covered in detail in a video earlier this week, link is in the description, is a legal notice that the foreclosure process has started. Once that's filed, the clock is running. A short sale is often the best path forward for homeowners who owe more than their home is worth or who simply can't catch up on payments. It protects your credit far better than a foreclosure, it stops the legal process, and it gives you a controlled exit from a difficult situation. I'm SFR certified, and this is exactly what I do. If you're a real estate agent watching this, especially here in Northeast Florida, Jacksonville being a top 20 distressed market nationally is a call to service that you cannot ignore. The homeowners who need your help right now are in your market. They're in your database, and they may even be people you've already worked with. If you're not equipped to handle short sales and distressed situations, consider referring clients to someone who specializes in this. Reach out. I handle complexity. You can even stay in the relationship, and we both can serve the client properly. Here's a data point that every investor should be paying attention to. Distressed sales are still only accounting for about 2% of all transactions nationally. That sounds small, but what it actually means is the inventory is tight and the competition is real. And the window to find the quality deals before institutional money floods in the market is right now. Florida REOs more than doubled year over year. Jacksonville is a top 11 distressed metro. Properties are moving through the foreclosure pipeline faster. Average foreclosure time dropped 14% year over year to 577 days. That compression means deals are moving quicker. And if you're not already tracking pre-foreclosure filings in Duval County, you're behind. All right, let's wrap this up with what matters most. The data is clear. Foreclosure activity is rising, and Jacksonville is in the top 20 distressed markets in the country. Florida REOs more than doubled year over year. This isn't 2008, but for homeowners and families behind those numbers, it's very real. So here's what I have to say to everybody in closing. If you're behind on your mortgage, you've received a notice from your lender, or you aren't sure what your options are, email me directly. Jim Armstrong, 904@gmail.com. Put help in the subject line, and I'll respond personally. Even if not in Florida, I work with a national network of SFR certified agents, and I can help connect you with the right specialist in your state. To my fellow real estate agents, if you want to talk about how to support distressed clients in your market, or if you want to refer a client who needs a short sale expert, reach out. Email in the description as well. Let's talk. If you're looking for distressed deals in Northeast Florida or want to understand how to work with short sale listings as an acquisition strategy, email me. I work with investors regularly, and I can help you understand how the process works. I'll be back next Friday with the latest data. Until then, if this video helps you, share it with someone who needs it. That's the best thing you can do. I'm Jim Armstrong. See you next week.